Call this meeting for Tuesday, March 26th, the Charlotte County School Board to order. Will you please stand and join with me and with the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag, which tonight will be led by our Support Employee of the Year, Lola Casey, and our Teacher of the Year, Michelle Kazanovsky.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here in Charlotte County, we will achieve our vision of student success through our mission. We will provide an innovative educational environment that allows and inspires success for everyone. If there's anyone here tonight who is going to wish to speak before the board, make sure you fill out one of the comment cards at the back and give it to our secretaries over at the side. And if it's going to be a specific agenda item, make sure that they are aware of that so that I will know when the appropriate time comes. If it's just for comments at the end, let them know that as well. First item on the agenda is additions and corrections. Are there any additions or corrections to our agenda tonight, Mr. Superintendent?
Yes, Mr. Swift. There's one addendum, and that's item H11, which is under our HR agenda report at the end of the meeting. And I'm requesting approval for the addendum number 1, H11.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the additions and corrections of addendum number 1, item H11. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I asked that we could combine on the action agenda items 4 and 5.
We're not there yet.
No.
We'll do that when we
I
get
thought
there.
we do the combination at the beginning.
We usually do it as we come to them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's quite
Well,
all right.
I'll try to remind me whenever we get to that so that I don't forget.
We will allow. I understand that in your advancing years, you're having
We are on the record. So.
Thank you, Mr. Vincent. First item on the agenda tonight is reports. The Stop the Bus Public Awareness Campaign poster contest winners. Mr. Superintendent.
Our first report is for Stop the Bus Public Awareness Campaign poster contest winners. And as the board and I walk down front so we can welcome our guests and recognition recipients and award recipients, I'm going to ask Mr. Duckworth if he would come forward for this presentation, and we'll proceed down to the front of the podium.
Moving slowly, sir. I'm much older than he is.
Yes.
You can do it.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, superintendent, council, friends and family members, welcome. A couple of weeks ago, in conjunction with the Support Employees Association, the district started a public awareness campaign called Stop for the Bus, Our Kids Are Worth the Wait. Last year, on a one-day survey in Charlotte County, we had 90 vehicles that passed a school bus with the stop arms extended while students were loading the bus or getting off the bus in the afternoon to go home. There were 233 violations in Sarasota County. We recognized at that point that we had a serious problem, and we decided that at least part of it had to have been education. And so we started a public awareness campaign. Now, no public awareness campaign with the union and the district is going to be successful if children are not involved in it, because that's what we're about. And the best way to get somebody's attention is to put some children's art out there and say, look, this is why it matters. So we offered to the schools an opportunity to put together a Stop for the Bus poster contest, and we had dozens and dozens and dozens of entries. It was absolutely wonderful. And so our PPC from the Transportation Department and the union got together and had the very difficult task of deciding first, second, and third place so that we could then develop our posters. And this evening, I am delighted to present to you our third place winners, second place winners, and then our first place winner. The challenge was so great that they were unable to make a distinction between our two third place posters. And so I am delighted to ask, if I could, Miss Letitia Nina from Deep Creek Elementary School and Ambika Jakaran from Deep Creek Elementary School to please join me. These two ladies share the honor of the third place winning. Here are their posters. Grab the ones that belong to you. Oh, that's second. Oh, never mind. You did not see that. Ignore the man behind the curtain. How about those two? All right. Turn around and face the audience. And Mr. Sherfy, we also have a certificate. Mr. Sherfy will be presenting those. Stop for the Bus, Our Kids Are Worth the Wait. And I'll have their name on it. And the third place winners will also receive a check for $10 as a little token of our appreciation for their efforts. If you ladies would like to go over and get your certificate, and then if you would, please go to the back. Letitia, go ahead. You have to say hi to them, too. It's part of the process. Our second place winner is Rihanna Goodman from Sally Jones Elementary. Uh-oh. We are. And so Ms. Scott Dunda will hold the poster up. And Rihanna will also receive a certificate and a check for $25 for her second place finish. And you have plenty of time. And finally, our first place winner, who has had an opportunity to have her poster plastered all over Charlotte County in all different sizes. Hopefully people have seen it. I know it made it to Curves, and it's at the banks, and it's been in several other stores. So I'm really delighted to introduce to you Miss Cheyenne Senna from Deep Creek Elementary School. You smiled a lot better when you had your other picture done. A lot of people want to take pictures, don't they? It's okay. have kids too. Cheyenne, if you go over. Cheyenne will also receive a certificate and a check for $50. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Cheyenne? And just to give you an idea of what we did with that outstanding artwork, this is an example of the poster and flyers, so that we've incorporated the artwork very prominently in the message. Stuff for the bus. Our kids are worth the wait. And now for your education component. If you're coming towards a bus and there is nothing physical between you and that bus, like a median or a tree, it doesn't matter how many lanes there are, you have to stop. If you're coming from behind a bus, stop. It's that simple. So thank you. Help get the word out. Ladies, awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
The posters are on display at the mall.
Thank you, sir. I did.
Our next presentation this evening is East Elementary School Student Recognition. Carmel Kissiday, our Director of Elementary Learning, will make this presentation.
Chairman Swift, members of our board, and Dr. Whitaker, thank you very much for allowing me to come up here this evening. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. This evening, we are here to recognize a fourth grade student from East Elementary School who was one of 15 winners of a writing contest sponsored by the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy. At this time, I would like to ask her teacher, Mrs. Reams, to come up to the podium. Mrs. Reams will introduce her student and share her exciting story with you. I believe her principal, Mrs. Carr, is in the audience. Mrs. Carr, are you there in the back? Thank you for coming. Mrs. Reams, I'd like you to share her story. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This year, 3rd through 5th grade students in Charlotte, Collier, Hendry, and Lee counties were invited over holiday break to participate in the Celebration of Reading student writing contest sponsored by the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy. The children were asked to read the book Attack of the Fluffy Bunnies, written by Andrea Beatty, then write a short story about their family's holiday from the perspective of a family pet. A panel of educators and staff at the Barbara Bush Foundation reviewed the entries and selected a total of 15 winners who were invited to a special celebration breakfast featuring the author Andrea Beatty. At this time, I'm excited to introduce Caitlin Madison Vick, our 4th grade winner from East Elementary School and my student. Caitlin, if you would come up, please. Caitlin won the Honorable Mention Award from the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy, and we are all very, very proud of her. At this time, we will present her with a certificate of achievement for her great work and a packet of prizes from the foundation. Congratulations, Caitlin. We're really proud of you. You can go around to Mrs. Kissiday in the front there, and she'll give you your awards.
And while she's shaking hands, we'd like to recognize her parents. I believe if you are there, I know that you're there. Would you like to wave and say hi? And I know that she has a little brother that's over there. He's been making the vroom vroom noise this evening that we've all been hearing. So thank you for coming. Congratulations, Caitlin. Very nice.
Thank you, Ms. Kissiday. Our next presentation is from our Charlotte Local Education Foundation. And Chris Beers is here, and Mary Fred. Clemens, please come up for our Teacher of the Year, Support Employee of the Year recognitions.
Chairman Swift and board members and Dr. Whitaker, we'd like to thank you as the Charlotte Local Education Foundation, the nonprofit arm of the Charlotte County Public Schools. My name is Chris Beers. I'm president this year of the Charlotte Local Education Foundation, and this is our executive director, Mary Fred Clemens. This year, as in all years, the CLEF board put together the Teacher of the Year and Support Employee of the Year program, of which we consider all nominations from the Charlotte County Public Schools and put them through a application process and evaluate those, and a committee evaluates all those applications and picks the finalists for the Teacher of the Year and Support Employee of the Year. We had our ceremony last month, and so now we'd like to recognize in front of the board and the public the finalists and the winners for Teacher of the Year and Support Employee of the Year. Let's start with Teacher of the Year finalists. Those not present are Analia DeHaze out of Kingsway Elementary, 3rd grade teacher, and Eric Portwood, Port Charlotte Middle School, history art teacher. Those that are present here tonight are Mr. Paul Platt from Murdoch Middle, history teacher. Come on up and we'll get you through the line. And Miss Melody Hazeltine. Did she show up? Yes. From Liberty Elementary, 2nd grade teacher. Congratulations. Come right around here. And the 2014 Teacher of the Year winner, Miss Michelle Kazanowski out of Port Charlotte High School, music teacher. Come on up. Now, at the ceremony down at the event center, we gave her a big check that the bank wouldn't take. So here is the real check that we will give to Miss Kazanowski.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And now the Support Employee of the Year finalists. The finalists are Lori Giroux from Charlotte High School, Administrative Assistant. Come on up. Becky Hazeltine from Liberty Elementary, Confidential Secretary. Mr. William Sherfy, Transportation Bus Driver. And Miss Zelda Smith from Port Charlotte Middle, Paraprofessional. Congratulations, Zelda. And the 2013 Support Employee of the Year winner, Miss Lola Casey from Peace River Elementary, Paraprofessional. Congratulations to all our finalists. It is quite an accomplishment in a career that they've put together in their professional life. To be nominated and recognized on a stage like this at this time. And it just is a small piece of gratitude that we can do for our employees of the Charlotte County Public Schools for what they do for us and all our children that they teach and handle and take care of every day. Congratulations again, and thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. Our final recognition this evening comes from Murdoch Middle School. We have Dr. Mike Desjardins, assistant principal, is going to introduce us to some very special kids who received a very special recognition. Dr. Desjardins.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. Chairman Swift, board members, Attorney Young, and community members for allowing me to take this opportunity to tell you about our anti-bullying program at Murdoch Middle School. On January 10th, I received a message from Daryl Hussey, program coordinator for the Bullying Academy, announcing Murdoch Middle School as the fall 2012 Bullying Academy National Champions for the 8th grade. Our students demonstrated what they know about anti-bullying by outscoring all other participating 8th graders in the country. That is 618 schools. A lot of competition. We took it serious. Our Murdoch Middle School anti-bullying program is one of the best in the state, thanks not only to our dedicated teachers like Mrs. Orr, who we're going to introduce in a couple seconds, and our support staff, but also our school resource officer, Joella Moore. Officer Moore works daily with our students, teaching them how to make healthy, safe choices for themselves. Officer Moore was instrumental. She spearheaded this process in getting the Bully Academy to our school. Prior to students going online to connect with the Bullying Academy, Officer Moore has already presented her program in the classrooms on cyberbullying and the dangers of social media at each grade level. This takes a lot of time. She spends a lot of her own time after school and on the weekends getting this together. It just doesn't happen. She makes it happen. Murdoch Middle School's focus has been to work with our students, improving their awareness on bullying. The Bullying Academy's program not only provides a curriculum package on anti-bullying, but it provides comprehensive information to students on the prevention of bullying, which is the main component. What makes this program so successful is the dedication and passion of our teachers, like Mrs. Orr, the enthusiasm of our students, and you're going to meet some of these students in a couple seconds, and the commitment and focus of our SRO, Officer Moore. So what I'd like to do at this time is to invite Officer Moore to the podium. She'll tell you a little bit more about this fantastic program and introduce these students. Officer Moore.
Thank you. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to recognize us in the school, because it's important to the kids, and for everybody that showed up for the support, because without your support, the students wouldn't have the value to what they do. The two kids that are standing next to me are Hazen Williams and Gabby Cangiano. They're the presidents of a program that the Sheriff's Office supports in the middle schools called Respect Our Schools. These students make a commitment. They volunteer their time. We meet every Friday, an hour before school. They spend countless hours. I think, Hazen, how many hours of community service do you have right now? 50. A lot of hours, not only in the school, but in other programs like hospice and all that, to show that they have the leadership and the commitment not only to the school, but to the community, because these are future leaders. Part of the program that we had at during our ROS meetings, I tasked the kids to identify two areas that were a concern to the middle school students. One was the hunger relief program that we took on, and the other one was bullying. So the kids worked very hard. It's been a long process, and it's taken 2 years, I think, we've been working on it through posters and searching effective programs. And we found the Bullying Academy, which is a web-based interactive program where the kids can go online. They look at videos, testimonials. It has curriculum, which I did provide a copy for that I'll leave with you. And they learn a lot about just the emotional and the psychological effect of bullying. We want to reduce violence, because in this time, school violence is a concern for all of us. So if we can reduce the violence, the kids feel safer, they learn more, they're happy, and I'm extremely proud of these students, because not only did they take this, they've excelled at it, and they're making it a model school for any school to follow and for the kids to be happy. Ms. Orr, who's in charge of the STEM lab, agreed to take on the program. The school board approved it. Drug Free Charlotte County volunteered their money. Just so you understand kind of the process, Drug Free Charlotte County sponsored the program. They paid for the funding. And then to get the teachers to commit to it, Ms. Orr spent hours of her own time having to download videos because of web filters
and to make sure that the program worked for the kids, to run it through. And not only did she achieve that, she believed in the program. And when I received the letter saying that the 8th grade class was national champions, I couldn't be more happier. I just wanted the kids to go through the program so they could learn something, you know. So I got this letter. I was like, woo! And not only that, but our 6th grade class, Mr. Conti, I don't believe he's here this afternoon, his 6th grade class, just so you know, they placed 3rd in the nation. So it's consistent. And right now our 7th graders are competing. And I did get a letter that says, you know, you guys might be able to win another trophy. So we may have another one coming up. But it provides data to that shows the gains that the kids learned, the percentage, and they had like a 20% increase in the knowledge of what it means to bully, how to detect it, so these kids can see it and prevent it. So with that, because I'll keep talking, I would like to present Mrs. Orr, the 8th grade STEM teacher who really took on this program, made it work, implemented it in her program, and showed it to all the other kids and the teachers for the 6th and the 7th grade programs to make it work. So Ms. Orr, if you could please come up. The presidents of ROS would like to present to you on behalf for Murdoch Middle School the 2012, 2013 award for the winners for the national award, anti-bullying award.
Thank you.
It's pretty cute. Want to show it? I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Orr. We also have the top 5 scoring 8th grade students here with us this afternoon. One of them was #1 in the nation. So the kids really did a great job with that, but I'm going to turn that over to Mrs. Orr.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun doing it, and the kids really learned a lot, because today bullying is not just physical, it's also social. So I'm very proud of our 8th grade students. They started low. They achieved wonderful things. They did a pre-test, watched the videos, did a scavenger hunt, and then did a post-test. So I'd like to call the 5th place winner is Brittany Hoholik. Congratulations. I'm not sure, Alicia Tucker.
Mom, look right there.
Alicia Tucker, I'm not sure if she's here. Erin Hennessy, she was our 3rd place winner. I think I saw Skylar hit. She's our 2nd place winner. Congratulations, Skylar. So proud of you.
Very nerve-wracking getting up in front of everybody.
Right. And our 1st place winner for the national champion outscored everybody in the whole entire nation, Brianna Meeker. Congratulations. And I did want to thank Officer Moore and Drug Free Charlotte for sponsoring it. It's been a great program, and we're going to do it. Actually, we have an opportunity to do it a 2nd time, so hopefully we'll place again. But it's been it's good to see it evident in how the children act every day at school, and have really accomplished a lot. Thank you.
I would like to say one thing before I leave, and that I want people to realize that and to understand that when the Sheriff's Department, when the police officers and the school board and the parents work together, which is the basic principle of a school resource officer, we can promote change in a positive and effective way, which is measured by the accomplishments that these kids have, maintained through this year and will continue to maintain. And they're going to grow up and they're going to be great leaders in the community as they get older. So, thank you.
At this time, we'll recess the regular meeting to hold a public hearing on new and revised school board policies. Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Swift. This evening, I'm bringing to you the following policies for public input, and then after that for your approval. Policy 1420, benefits. Policy 3420, benefits, and Policy 4420, benefits. And for those of you who are sitting in the audience, this is basically the same policy as it applies to our instructional, our classified, and then our confidential and administrative units. The other three policies are Policy 1430.03, sick leave, Policy 3430.03, sick leave, and Policy 4430.03, sick leave. Again, all having to do with the same content with the three different groups. And these three policies are new policies.
We've heard the policies that are being recommended for revision and new adoption. Is there a motion, or is there any discussion? Is there any person from the public that would like to comment on these policies? Hearing none, recommendation, Mr. Superintendent.
Move to close public hearing.
Thank you. Been motion second to close public hearing. All in favor of closing the public hearing?
What's the matter? 2 to be deleted, she said.
They are not on the agenda.
Yeah, they are. Mine is.
Under number 6.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
down,
okay.
down.
They're down separately, yes.
Yep, they don't have a number on them.
Yes.
I will read those in as well. I have them right here. They're below but not numbered, so I didn't go, my eyes didn't go down that far. So additionally, for public input is the deletion is our policies 1430.03, 3430.03, and 4430.03, deletion of payment for annually donated sick leave, and policies 1430.04, 3430.04, and 4430.04. Also, deletion of compassionate leave bank. And again, as an explanation for those who aren't aware of these, the state has changed its rules on how we can use our sick leaves as individuals. Prior to this, we were only allowed to donate sick leave to family members, immediate family members who may have had need. Our district several years ago created its own policies, and we created a compassionate leave bank and then accompanying policies regarding annually donated sick leave. We are now deleting those policies because the state has passed a law that allows us to transfer our sick leave to any employee in the system that we choose to transfer it to. So anybody who has that need. So that's the reason for the new policies, the old policies going away, and revising the existing policies. So I'm adding to the public hearing the deletion of those 6 policies as well.
All right, are there any board questions? And is there any citizen comment during the public hearing portion? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we close the public hearing. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. At this point, we will resume the regular meeting to act on the policies as listed in the public hearing. Mr. Superintendent.
And bear with me as I go through these again to read them into the record. So I am recommending this evening the revised policies 1420 benefits, 3420 benefits, and 4420 benefits. I am recommending approval of new policies 1430.03 sick leave, 3430.03 sick leave, and 4430.03 sick leave. Additionally, I'm recommending deletion of policies 1430.03, 3430.03, and 4430.03, deletion of payment for annually donated sick leave, and for deletion of policies 1430.04, 3430.04, and 4430.04, deletion of compassionate leave bank.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the recommended action of the superintendent on the policies as listed. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting the actions recommended by the superintendent signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item E, old business. Mr. Superintendent.
There is no old business for this evening.
Item F, new business, the unusual. Consent agenda. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm requesting board approval of the consent agenda as presented to you this evening.
So moved. Second.
It's moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as recommended by the superintendent and as listed in the agenda.
And Mr. Chairman, for the action agenda, which is next, I'd like to make
Can we get the vote done first on this one?
I'm sorry, I thought we did.
I'm telling you, we are not good at combining those things.
Yeah.
You're eager.
Yeah.
It's your turn
That's
next,
because
Sally.
I've already voted.
All in favor of approving the consent agenda as recommended, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Now, the action agenda.
Okay.
All right.
Mrs.
Mr.
Rendell
Chairman.
and Mr.
And
Yeah,
Vincent.
you can do it, Mr. Vincent. if you
The
want.
moment we've all been waiting for.
Okay. I don't want to do it after all. I'd like to group items 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 as one item.
Okay, it has been moved that we group item 1 and 2, which are easements at Deep Creek Elementary School, and 4, which is Hurricane Charlie recovery for the Punta Gorda Center, final inspection. Item 5, the Hurricane Charlie recovery Punta Gorda Center, final pay request. Item 6, the Hurricane Charlie recovery Punta Gorda warehouse and associated site work, final inspection. That was item 6. And item 7, the District Support Services requesting approval of final pay request for Ajax Building Corporation in the amount of $119,594.51 for the Hurricane Charlie Punta Gorda Center warehouse and associated site work. Mr. Superintendent? Oh, well, we need to vote on the grouping. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second to group the items as listed. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Superintendent, your recommended action for those items.
Big breath. Here we go. I'm requesting school board approval of the canal maintenance easement issued to Charlotte County for the purpose of maintaining the DeSoto Canal adjacent to Deep Creek Elementary School. I'm further recommending approval of the temporary construction easement issued to Charlotte County for the purpose of constructing, maintaining, and repairing the DeSoto Canal adjacent to Deep Creek Elementary School. I am recommending approval of the final inspection for the HCR Punta Gorda Center Maintenance and Facilities and Operations Facility, Surplus Store and Clinic remodel. Approval of the final pay request for Ajax Building Corporation in the amount of $206,982.93 for HCR Punta Gorda Center Maintenance and Operations Facility, Surplus Store and Clinic remodel. Approval of the final inspection for the HCR Punta Gorda Center warehouse and associated site work, and approval for the final pay request for Ajax Building Corporation in the amount of $119,594.51 for HCR Punta Gorda Center warehouse and associated site work.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve items 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Is there any discussion or questions on those items? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item 3, the Florida Inventory of School Houses. The acronym is FISH, Certification of Facilities. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm pleased to bring this recommendation to you this evening and requesting board approval of the Florida Inventory of School Houses FISH Certification of Facilities data.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the Florida Inventory of School Houses Certification of Facilities data. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item 8, the yearly review of Sally Jones Elementary School boundaries. Mr. Superintendent.
As you recall, several years ago, believe it was 4 years ago, we approved an exception to the boundaries, and we had a portion of the East Elementary School attendance zone that was located within the city of Punta Gorda that had requested to attend Sally Jones Elementary School, and we granted that as long as there was space at Sally Jones to do that. We are 4 years down the road. We are phasing out this process as the children who were included in that exemption have moved through Sally Jones, but we still have another year or two as long as Sally Jones has the student seats to be able to hold these students who live in this, we call the triangle area. That said, I am requesting board approval of this exception to the attendance zone, attendance zones established by the board, and allow those families who choose to attend Sally Jones from this area to continue to attend Sally Jones from this area.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to continue the boundary exception for Sally Jones Elementary. Is there any discussion or any questions by the board? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 9, the 2012-2013 budget amendments. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm bringing these amendments to you this evening for your approval. You have seen these amendments as attached.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the budget amendments as recommended by the superintendent. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 10, the technology plan. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm pleased to bring this plan to you this evening and am requesting board approval of the Charlotte County Technology Plan for the school years 2013 to 2016. Just want to make note as well that while this is a simple recommendation, a lot of work has gone into the development of this plan, and I want to thank Chris Bress and his team for that work.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the technology plan as recommended by the superintendent. Is there any discussion or any questions by the board? We did workshop this item last month in great detail, and the work that has been put in, as the superintendent said, by Mr. Bress and his entire team was truly phenomenal, and it sets us on a good path for the coming couple of years. There's some challenges, as always, and funding is going to be one of the major challenges, but there looks to be some extra money in this year's budget with a plan of doing some things over the next several years to beef up the infrastructure statewide, which is, we can't solve the problem by ourselves. There's got to be some significant help at the state level as well. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
We already, I
We-
thought we already voted.
No.
No, we didn't?
No.
Oh, I
discussion.
keep doing it ahead
That
of
was the
time.
motion.
I know.
I'm thinking now I've already done that, okay, which I did. We do it twice.
Yeah, got it. I just had a message that my vote might not have been recorded, so I was looking up to see. The motion carries unanimously. Item 11, personnel action and job descriptions. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm requesting board approval tonight of the attached personnel action and job descriptions.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Do you want to go over some of the significant recommendations in the?
One in particular, because the person's here tonight.
That's a good thing.
I would like to congratulate Daryl Milstead, who is seated in the audience, as Daryl moves from principal at Charlotte Harbor Center to director of secondary learning. So congratulations, Daryl.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Yes.
All those in favor of approving the personnel action and job description changes as recommended signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is citizen comment. Citizen input is vital to the improvement of our school district. Most times your remarks may be listened to without comment from the board members or superintendent. This does not mean it is listened to with any less intensity or concern. Where appropriate, the school board, superintendent, and staff will investigate your comments and report back to you with an answer. We thank you for taking the time and having the concern to make our district better. If your presentation, we don't need to talk about that. Have a request for comment from, is it Bev Burchett? Bo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He didn't go to Charlotte County Public Schools.
We have Jan.
Yeah.
Turn the mic on. Thank
for
you.
giving me this opportunity. This is more of a request, possibly some education as well. We moved here from the Jacksonville, Florida area about 3 years ago. We live in Lake Susie, which is right on the DeSoto, Charlotte County line. One of the reasons we moved here was my in-laws were here and they're Deep Creek residents. My daughter is currently 6 and has completed kindergarten and first grade at the Pilgrim Church at there at the private school in Punta Gorda. And we had filed a request for her to continue to go to school in Punta Gorda, or Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, specifically Deep Creek, due to the proximity of our current location. My wife works in Charlotte County. I work from home, but travel quite often to Texas, where my company's headquarters are. So having the family available there to pick her up, all of her friends that she's attended kindergarten and first grade now go to Deep Creek. We submitted all the paperwork, got the approval from DeSoto County for her to transfer, but through whether it be missed emails or correspondence, we're notified on the 19th that she was not approved to go to Deep Creek, as far as there's not being any room or what have you. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, have I exhausted every avenue short of moving to Deep Creek to get my daughter to attend? And she would be going into the 2nd grade there.
Let me have you talk with April Prespino. April?
Okay.
Because April is responsible for our attendance and boundaries kinds of things. So she can answer your questions very directly.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any other citizen wishing to address the board about any subject for the good of the order? Seeing none. Attorney comment. Ms. Young.
I have a question. My interest in probably the public. How close are we to the final inspection and pay request from Hurricane Charlie? Do we know that?
This was it? Was this it?
Was this it?
Jerry?
That is the final pay request associated with Hurricane Charlie's construction rebuilding. With respect to closing out the packages, that is a question better answered by finance.
Okay.
We have additional work to do with FEMA.
Okay.
That will be ongoing for a little bit of time. But as far as the work and the pay out for construction, this wraps it up, I believe.
All right. Well, great job. It's been a long road.
Yes, it has been. This is the end of our construction process, and now it's a matter of settling accounts with FEMA.
All right.
Okay.
I also wanted to, she's gone, but congratulate little Cheyenne on her victory.
Wondered if you picked up on the name.
Oh, of course, I don't cross it very often.
I would imagine you don't.
That's
Anything
it.
else,
Thank
ma'am?
you.
Board member comment. Mr. Vincent.
I have nothing.
Sorry.
Okay. Mr. Seeger.
Two things. First, everybody that can get out next week, we've got South Pacific at Lemon Bay. The kids have been working hard. The parents have been working hard, and they certainly could use your support. I think you'll enjoy the product. Secondly, I've had the privilege, actually, before coming on the board, going to our sister school in China. And we've got a report that from that school, we have 2 representatives coming into town next week. We have a luncheon, I think, at Crab House on Friday the 5th. We certainly would like as much attendance and as much effort and attention paid to these representatives as we can, because this is an opportunity for our school to reach out to them, and I think that if we can build this bridge even further, our children will do nothing but benefit from the opportunity to deal with this sister school in the future. Nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Seeger. I agree with you. It's a great opportunity for all of us to learn a little bit more about our sister schools and how they deal with issues. Mrs. Miller.
Last week, Lee, Bob, and I were in Tallahassee to discuss priority bills concerning education and to meet with legislators. We had sessions with FSBA and ended with the FSBA Board of Directors meeting on Friday. Many people were up there. They were from every county in the state. We are working to restore funding that's been cut from the education budget, maximize local flexibility in the use of all funds, trying to make our schools safer, but it would be through funds and flexibility needed, having more SROs or reinforcing our schools. And definitely we're against guns in the schools except by the Sheriff's Department or city police. Retirement was considered, and this might be of interest to everyone. So we want to support careful and considered revisions that focus on improving the system, providing a choice of plan options, and avoiding dramatic impacts on employees, employers, and retirees. Technology is also a big interest up there, and also safeguarding the authority of local school boards. So these were just a few of the things that were brought up, but they were everywhere. Everyone was talking about them. We met with legislators. They were brought up. It was a very good week up there. Thank you.
Mrs. Rendell.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Just to pick up on some things Mrs. Miller said, the Florida School Board Association Board of Directors passed two resolutions, one opposing the so-called parent empowerment or parent trigger legislation. This is a not-so-veiled attempt to privatize public education. There are a lot of things wrong with the parent trigger bill. One of the best quotes that I have heard, and it actually comes from last year from one of our local senators, Senator Nancy Dieter of Sarasota, a former school board member, in the committee process and in the floor debate. She said, if this bill is all about parent empowerment, why is every major parent organization in the state of Florida opposed to it? And I have yet to hear anyone on the support side come up with an answer. This bill is insidious in that the way it is currently worded, once the parent trigger initiative is successfully initiated, it will be virtually impossible to turn it around. There are mechanisms in Florida statutes already to accomplish most of the same goals. A couple of the problems, while it says that a majority of the parents can use this initiative, it actually works out to a majority of the people who submit proposals from the attendance zone, and they don't even have to be parents in the current parents of students at the school, as long as they are parents of students who might be able to go to the school. So it's really stacked in favor of trying to advance the initiatives of charter schools at the penalty of traditional public schools. The second resolution is a resolution opposing the arming of school personnel and in favor of having highly trained law enforcement officers in the schools, and that they should be the only people who are allowed to be armed. I bring both of these for your consideration and ask that they be placed on next month's agenda for a vote, because it may be after the fact at the time. I don't know that it would be appropriate to ask for an emergency vote, but I think we all need to be careful, and we need to contact the key members of the Senate. As I understand it, they are 3 votes short of being able to stop it. It is going to go through the House and is likely to be passed there, but we need to be contacting some of our legislators, particularly Senator Galvano and Senator Benaquisto. Senator Dieter is already on record as opposing this bill. So we need to be careful and not let it go by, and contact as many people as we can and get them to write to their legislative members and voice their opposition to this, because I think if we get to a fight in the Senate about it, it's going to be very nasty no matter which way it goes. And if we can change the minds of just 3 people, we can probably keep it from coming to a vote at all, and that might forestall it for the rest of this year. Having said that, is all I have to say tonight. Mr. Superintendent.
Just one comment. We received information that 3 of our Lemon Bay High School students have received scholarships through Ringling College of Art and Design, which is quite an accomplishment for those kids. Madison Young, Seth Fahlberg, and Pavel Goncharuk. I'm sure I butchered that name, and I apologize to Pavel, but congratulations to these 3 students. These are $30,000 scholarships, so congratulations to them. That's all I have tonight.
There being nothing further to come before this board, meeting adjourned.